After nearly 2 decades of frustration, anger, and protests, Manchester United fans have finally received the news they've been waiting for. The Glazer family has officially accepted a bid from a Saudi Arabian consortium to sell the club. This landmark development marks the end of an era that has been synonymous with discontent and a lack of connection between the club's ownership and its fans. For a club steeped in history and success, this deal brings hope for a brighter, more ambitious future under new leadership. The Saudi Consortium's takeover promises a new era for Manchester United, one that fans hope will see the club return to its former glory. For manager Rúben Amorim, this investment comes as a massive boost to his project and vision for the club, providing the financial backing to rebuild and compete with the very best in world football. The Glazers' reign over Manchester United began in 2005 when they completed a controversial leveraged buyout of the club. From the very beginning, their ownership was met with resistance. Fans were angered by the debt saddled onto the club as part of the takeover, and the years that followed saw a clear prioritization of commercial success over on-pitch achievements. While the Glazers oversaw moments of triumph, including domestic league titles and a Champions League win during Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure, the cracks in the club's structure began to widen after Ferguson's retirement in 2013. Poor recruitment, managerial instability, and a lack of investment in infrastructure became hallmarks of their ownership. The frustration reached its peak in recent years, with large-scale protests at Old Trafford, chants of Glazers Out echoing worldwide, and a visible disconnect between the owners and the fan base. The final straw for many supporters came during the European Super League debacle in 2021, a proposal that reinforced the perception that the Glazers viewed Manchester United solely as a business asset. Now, nearly 19 years later, the Glazers' acceptance of a Saudi Arabian Consortium's bid is being celebrated as a pivotal turning point in Manchester United's history. Reports suggest the bid is valued at around £6 billion, a staggering sum that underscores the club's global stature and immense commercial potential. The Saudi Arabian Consortium's takeover comes as part of the growing influence of Middle Eastern investors in European football. Examples such as Manchester City's success under Abu Dhabi ownership, Newcastle United's recent rise under Saudi investment, and Paris Saint-Germain's dominance with Qatar backing highlight how transformative these takeovers can be. For Manchester United, the takeover brings with it the financial muscle and ambition needed to compete at the highest level once again. The new owners have reportedly outlined ambitious plans to restore the club's status as one of the world's most dominant forces. These plans include: the consortium is expected to provide manager Rúben Amorim with substantial transfer funds to strengthen the team. After years of underperforming in the market, United will now have the resources to compete for world-class talent and rebuild the squad in line with Amorim's tactical philosophy. Dubbed the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford remains an iconic stadium, but years of neglect under the Glazers have left it in dire need of modernization. The Saudi Consortium's commitment to redevelop the stadium could restore its status as one of the best football arenas in the world. Investment in Carrington, the club's training facilities, is another priority. Modern infrastructure is crucial for attracting and developing elite talent, and this investment could bring United on par with their rivals. Manchester United has a proud tradition of developing young talent, a legacy that dates back to the Busby Babes and the class of '92. A renewed focus on the academy will ensure the club remains a hub for nurturing future superstars. One of the most significant criticisms of the Glazers was their failure to engage with fans. The new ownership has reportedly expressed a desire to foster a closer relationship with supporters, ensuring their voices are heard and valued in key decisions. For manager Rúben Amorim, the Saudi-led takeover could not have come at a better time. Amorim, who took charge of Manchester United with a bold vision for the future, now has the resources and stability needed to execute his plans. Since his appointment, Amorim has emphasized high-intensity, attacking football and a focus on young, dynamic players. However, limited resources under the previous ownership often restricted his ability to build a squad capable of competing with Manchester City, Liverpool, and other European powerhouses. With significant investment now guaranteed, Amorim will have the freedom to target top-tier players who fit his system. This financial backing will also allow him to keep hold of key talents and address weaknesses in the squad, something that has plagued United in recent years. The prospect of marquee signings and a squad full of quality and depth is a tantalizing one for Manchester United fans. For the first time in years, there is genuine optimism that the club can challenge for Premier League and Champions League titles. Manchester United fans, who have endured nearly 2 decades of disappointment, deserve this moment. The acceptance of the Saudi Consortium's bid feels like the dawn of a new era, an era of ambition, investment, and hope. While concerns about ownership changes are always valid, the initial signals from the Saudi Consortium suggest a commitment to restoring Manchester United's status as the biggest club in the world. For fans, the focus is now on results on the pitch, improving the club's infrastructure, and reconnecting with the values and traditions that make Manchester United so special. The Glazers' departure represents the end of a chapter defined by anger and resentment, and the beginning of one filled with possibilities. As United enters this new era, there is hope that the club will finally return to where it belongs. The sale of Manchester United to the Saudi Arabian Consortium is a watershed moment in the club's illustrious history. After years of financial mismanagement and on-pitch struggles under the Glazers, the promise of fresh investment, ambition, and stability is exactly what the club needs. For Rúben Amorim and his players, this takeover represents a golden opportunity to rebuild and challenge for the biggest prizes in football. For the fans, it is a moment to dream again, to believe that the glory days are not just a memory but a future that is now within reach. As Manchester United embarks on this exciting new journey, the message is clear: the wait is over, the Glazers are gone, and the future looks brighter than ever. The theatre of dreams can once again be a stage for triumph and joy. A new era has begun. Stay tuned to the United Talk for more exclusive updates concerning Manchester United as we dive into this transition era.